afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon.
Now, can you tell us, from your perspective, your congregation, how are they accepting the death of Nelson Mandela?
I think that the experience of the death of Nelson Mandela is shared with the rest of the South African population. It is really a question of people being shocked, people in the same instance appreciating his life, his example, being a living witness of what it is to be a kind human being. And so it's a question of mixed feelings. In a certain sense, we know it was a long journey up till here, and that he was a very ill person the last couple of months. But on the other hand, also, you know, all of a sudden, hearing the news late yesterday evening, a deep, deep sadness, acknowledging the fact that a very, very significant person departed and completed his epic journey on earth.
From the DRC or the church's perspective, what is your message to South Africans, and how would you like them to remember the former President Nelson Mandela?
Well, I think there are some significant stories also in the history of the Dutch Reformed Church which exemplifies the style and the leadership qualities of President Nelson Mandela. Many people talk about the significant event when he put on Francois Pienaar's Springbok rugby jersey. Other Afrikaans-speaking people remember his visit to Mrs. Betsy Verwoerd. In the history of the Dutch Reformed Church, there is also a very, very important and significant event. In October 1994, very, very early in the beginning of our new nation, a General Synod was hosted by the Dutch Reformed Church, and as is the custom in our church, we've invited dignitaries to attend the Synod.
Chief.
To the surprise of many of the people, the new leader of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, indicated that he will attend the Synod. And if you think back in 1994 and all the tensions and the expectations of a new country, that was already something laden with significance, and he attended the important General Synod church meeting, walked into the meeting and started to address the Synod in Afrikaans for his whole address. People witnessed to the electric atmosphere in the Synod hall, to the clear speech by Madiba, and he especially touched on two issues. Firstly, he very frankly and openly spoke about apartheid and the way in which apartheid hurt people in South Africa, in the way, and he literally spoke in terms of the language of the great Anglo-Boer War, that it left a scorched earth. So he spoke very, very frankly. And then he spoke about reconciliation. And in a moving way, he invited the Dutch Reformed Church on a journey to embrace the new South Africa. And he also stayed true to his invitation. After this General Synod, he made a very, very specific point to regularly meet our Dutch Reformed Church leaders and to invite the church into reconciliation projects. Some of our church members played an important role in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And in other ways, we can witness to the fact that he literally opened up the opportunity for members of the Dutch Reformed Church and the church as a whole to participate in the reconstruction and rebuilding of South Africa. At the end of his address to Synod, all the people spontaneously sang the prayer which is customary in the Afrikaans culture, where we prayed for the peace and the blessing of the Lord to rest on this leader. And looking back to this event now nearly 20 years ago, we can say that he left an incredible and important legacy also to members of the Dutch Reformed Church, challenging us to cherish human dignity and respect towards each other and in every aspect of our country's future.
Now, what will you do on the 8th of December as a special prayer for Madiba, because the church leaders has indicated that? Professor, are you still there? Professor, can you hear me?
Sorry, I couldn't hear the question.
I just wanted to find out, on the 8th of December, there'll be a day of special services by various churches. What will you do as the Dutch Reformed Church? Professor, it seems like you can't hear me. It seems like you can't hear me there. We're going to see if we can get him back, but in fact, we're going to leave it for there. Let's now go to Nompu.